Welcome to Japanese Sleep Whispers, your sanctuary for peaceful nights and gentle dreams. Here, you will find calming bedtime stories inspired by the timeless beauty and traditions of Japan. Each story is read slowly in a soothing voice, accompanied by natural sounds such as flowing rivers and the tranquil rhythm of shishi-odoshi. Whether you seek relaxation, relief from stress, or help falling asleep, these tales invite you to drift away into a world of serenity. Imagine quiet temples, moonlit gardens, and the whispering bamboo forests as you listen. If you'd like these soothing stories to be part of your nightly routine, consider subscribing so they're always with you when you need them. Subscribe and let these stories be your nightly ritual of calm and rest. Thank you for being here. May you always find peace in every moment. A Quiet Night in Kyoto. Prologue. The breath of the old city. Night arrives in Kyoto without announcement. It does not hurry. It does not push the day aside. Instead, it exhales gently, like a long-held breath finally released. The streets soften. The edges of buildings lose their sharpness. Lantern light begins to matter more than the sun ever did. Somewhere beyond the visible streets, the old city remembers itself. Kyoto has learned, over centuries, how to hold silence. Not the absence of sound, but a woven quiet made of distant footsteps, a train sighing far away, the subtle creak of wood cooling after a warm day. This quiet does not demand attention. It simply waits, patient and steady. Tonight, the city rests beneath a pale sky. Clouds move slowly, as if they, too, are unsure where they are meant to go. The moon is present but modest, allowing darkness to do most of the work. Along narrow streets, shop shutters are closed with care. Hands that have repeated the same motion for decades slide wood and metal into place. Locks click softly, a final bow to the space, even when no one is watching. The air carries the faintest blend of scent: spleen stone, old paper, river water, and something warm, perhaps rice from a late kitchen, perhaps memory itself. The night accepts all of it. There is no single beginning to this story. It begins wherever you choose to notice. Perhaps with the sound of your own breathing, slowly aligning with the rhythm of the city. Or with the feeling of your shoulders lowering, just a little, as if Kyoto has quietly invited you to set something down. In this hour, the city does not ask who you are or where you came from. It does not expect anything of you. It only offers a place to walk. And so, gently, without urgency, we begin. Chapter 1. Lanterns along the narrow street. A narrow street stretches ahead, barely wide enough for a small car, though none pass this late. The stone beneath your feet is uneven in places, polished smooth by countless steps over time. Each stone remembers weight, remembers movement, remembers pause. Paper lanterns hang at intervals, their light warm and steady. They do not flicker dramatically. They simply glow, as if glowing is the most natural thing in the world. You walk slowly. There is no destination to reach, no appointment waiting. The night has removed the idea of being late. Wooden buildings line the street, their facades quiet and closed. Latticed windows hold darkness behind them, yet they do not feel empty. Inside, tatami mats rest. Teacups cool. Calendars remain open to days that have already passed. The street bends gently, just enough that you cannot see its end. This is comforting. The unknown here is soft. Somewhere nearby, water moves. Not loudly. Just enough to be noticed if you listen without effort. A small canal, perhaps, guiding itself through stone channels the way it has for generations. The sound is continuous, unbroken, like a long sentence with no punctuation. Your footsteps find a rhythm that matches it. Left, right, pause. The lantern light creates overlapping pools on the ground. As you pass through each one, your shadow stretches and shortens, never quite solid, never demanding attention. It moves with you, content to follow. There is a doorway slightly ajar on one side of the street. Just enough to reveal a dim interior and the suggestion of depth beyond. The smell of old wood drifts outward, mixed with something faintly sweet. You do not stop to investigate. The door remains as it is, open to the night, closed to interruption. Kyoto is generous like this. It allows moments to exist without explanation. A breeze passes through the street, gentle and brief. It touches the lanterns, causing the light inside them to sway almost imperceptibly. The paper responds with a soft sound, like a whisper remembering itself. You breathe in. The air feels cooler now, more settled. It fills your lungs without resistance, then leaves just as easily. There is a sense subtle but present that the street itself is aware of being walked upon. Not in a way that watches or judges, but in the way a river knows when something has entered its flow. Far above, unseen, electrical wires cross the sky in careful lines. Even though they seem quieter at night, carrying less urgency than they do during the day. As you continue, the street opens briefly into a small intersection. 4 paths diverge, each equally calm, each equally unremarkable. No signs are telling you which one matters most. You choose one without thinking. The choice feels correct simply because it has been made. The lanterns continue here, though spaced farther apart. Between them, darkness gathers comfortably. It is not empty. It is full of rest. On the ground, fallen leaves lay where they landed earlier in the evening. No one has swept them away yet. They remain as they are, complete in their stillness. Some are maple leaves, their shapes distinct even in low light. Others are less recognizable, content to blend into the stone. You pass a closed tea house. Its Norran curtain hangs still, the fabric resting after a day of movement. The wooden sign above the entrance bears a single character, brushed by hand long ago. The ink has softened with age. Even without reading it, you sense its meaning is no longer important. What matters is that it has remained. Light from a lantern across the street touches the sign briefly, then moves on as you walk past. Nothing asks to be noticed for long. A cat appears near the edge of the street. It sits without tension, tail wrapped neatly around its paws, eyes half open. The cat watches you, not with curiosity, but with the calm acknowledgement of something that has seen many nights pass exactly like this one. You slow slightly. The cat blinks once, unhurried. When you continue, it looks away, already finished with the moment. The street narrows again. Here, the lanterns are fewer, but the darkness feels intentional, like a pause in music. You notice the sound of your breathing more clearly now. Each inhale is cool and quiet. Each exhale dissolves into the night. Somewhere behind one of the walls, a clock marks the hour with a single, gentle tone. It does not echo. It simply exists, then fades. Time loosens its grip. You are no longer sure how long you have been walking. And it does not matter. The night measures itself differently. The stones beneath your feet change slightly in texture. Smoother here, more worn. This section of the street has carried more lives, more returns, more unspoken goodbyes. You imagine them briefly not as stories, but as impressions. Sleeves brushing wood. Soft laughter wisp contained behind paper walls. Footsteps like yours, passing through lantern light, then disappearing. The imagination drifts away on its own. Ahead, the street gently slopes downward. At the bottom, a faint reflection shimmers. Water again. Always water nearby in this city, threading quietly through everything. You reach a small bridge. It is simple, made of stone and wood, without ornament. The railing is cool beneath your hand when you rest your fingers there for a moment. Below, the canal slides past, unbothered, carrying reflections of lanterns that stretch and bend with the current. You lean just enough to watch. The water does not rush. It knows where it is going and sees no reason to arrive quickly. Leaves drift along its surface, turning slowly, catching light, then letting it go. Your shoulders soften further. When you step away from the bridge, the street continues on the other side, unchanged and welcoming. The lanterns resume their quiet pattern, guiding without instruction. You follow. Eventually, without announcement, the narrow street widens. Not suddenly, but gradually, as if it has decided to offer you a little more space. Buildings step back. The sky opens slightly overhead. You pause. The pause feels complete. Nothing pulls you forward. Nothing asks you to turn back. The city holds you exactly where you are, balanced between movement and rest. The lantern nearest you hums softly with its own warmth. This is enough. For now, the night continues to breathe. And you walk on, unhurried, into the next quiet stretch of Kyoto. Chapter 2: The River That Remembers. The street leads you gently toward the sound of water. Not suddenly. Not with insistence. Just enough that you realize, after a while, that the quiet movement you have been hearing has grown a little clearer. The river reveals itself gradually. At first, it is only a widening of space. The buildings step back again, as if making room for something that has always been there. The air feels cooler here, carrying a faint trace of moisture. Then you see it. The river flows beside you, dark and reflective, its surface smooth in some places, broken in others by slow, deliberate movement. It does not sparkle. It does not perform. It simply moves. A stone embankment lines the water's edge, each block fitted carefully against the next. Time has softened their edges, and moss has claimed the spaces in between. You walk alongside the river now, your steps matching its pace. The river has no reason to hurry, and neither do you. Lantern light reaches the water in long, thin lines. The reflections stretch, bend, and quietly rearrange themselves with the current. They are never the same for long. The river accepts the light, holds it briefly, then releases it downstream. It has been doing this for longer than anyone remembers. Overhead, a bridge crosses the river. It is wide enough for footsteps, narrow enough to encourage slowness. Its wooden planks are worn smooth, the grain raised slightly where countless feet have passed. You step onto it. The sound of your movement changes here. Wood responds differently from stone. It carries a softer echo, one that fades almost before it fully forms. Halfway across, you stop. Not because you planned to. Because the moment seems to ask for it. You rest your hands on the railing and look down at the water. The river does not look back. It continues its quiet work, carrying small fragments of the night with it. A leaf, a ripple, a fragment of cloud reflected on the surface, then broken apart. You breathe. The sound of the river fills the space without overwhelming it. It wraps around your thoughts, smoothing their edges. Here, the city feels older. Not in a way that feels heavy, but in a way that feels settled. The river has seen lanterns change shape. It has seen bridges rebuilt. It has seen footsteps like yours come and go, again and again. And still, it flows. When you continue across the bridge, your steps are unhurried. On the other side, the path follows the river more closely now. A low fence separates walking space from water, simple and unobtrusive. Beyond it, the river keeps its steady course. The night deepens. Sounds from the city grow fewer here. No engines. No voices raised in conversation. Only the soft layering of water, wind, and distant movement. A heron stands near the river bank, almost indistinguishable from the shadows. It does not move as you approach. It does not need to. Its stillness feels complete, as if it has chosen exactly this spot and exactly this moment to exist. You pass quietly, and the heron remains, unbothered by your presence. The path curves. Ahead, the river widens slightly, and the current slows. Here, the surface becomes more reflective. Lanterns from the far side appear as long, wavering shapes, stretching toward you. They never quite reach the edge. You notice your reflection briefly, not clearly, just a suggestion. A darker shape moving through darker water. It fades as quickly as it appeared. You realize you are no longer thinking in sentences. Thoughts have softened into impressions, into sensations, the coolness of the air on your skin, the steady rhythm of your steps, the quiet certainty that nothing is required of you. A stone stairway descends toward the water. Its steps are uneven, their surfaces smoothed by years of rain and touch. You step down a few of them, not all the way. The river feels closer here. It sounds fuller, more present. You sit for a moment. The stone holds the day's remaining warmth. Just enough to be comforting. You rest your hands on your knees and watch the water pass. The river does not notice you watching. It does not need acknowledgement to continue being what it is. Somewhere upstream, a bell sounds. Low, distant, unhurried. It marks nothing specific. It simply joins the night. The sound travels across the water, reaching you softened, as if wrapped in cloth. It fades. The river remains. When you stand again, your body moves without stiffness, as if the pause has loosened something you did not realize you were holding. You return to the path. The lanterns continue along the river's edge, spaced far apart now. Between them, darkness stretches wide and comfortable. You walk through it without hesitation. The river flows beside you, steady and patient. It carries with it everything that has passed and asks nothing in return. As you move on, the sound of water becomes part of your breathing. In, out, step, step. The night continues, unfolding slowly. And the river, remembering everything, flows on beside you into the quiet heart of Kyoto. Chapter 3: A Temple Without Time. The path slowly leaves the river behind. Not all at once. The sound of water lingers, thinning gradually, until it becomes something remembered rather than something heard. The ground beneath your feet changes again. Stone gives way to packed earth, then back to stone, laid in careful patterns that encourage measured steps. The air feels different here. Cooler. Still. As if the night itself has paused to listen. A low wall appears beside the path, its surface rough and uneven, darkened by age and weather. Beyond it, shapes rise softly against the sky. Trees. Their branches reach upward without urgency, leaves barely moving in the night air. You follow the wall until it opens into a wide gate. The gate stands open. It is made of wood, thick and dark, its surface marked by countless seasons. No sign explains what lies beyond. None is needed. You step through. The space inside feels separate from the city, though the city is still there, somewhere beyond the walls. Here, sound behaves differently. Your footsteps are quieter, as if the ground itself absorbs them. A stone courtyard stretches ahead, open and calm. The lanterns are fewer now, placed with intention rather than frequency. Each one illuminates only what is necessary. A temple hall rests at the far end of the courtyard. Its roof curves gently, lines flowing downward like water slowed into form. The wooden pillars stand steady, their surfaces worn smooth by time and touch. You walk toward it without feeling hurried. There is no ceremony waiting. No moment you are meant to arrive for. The temple exists whether you are here or not. As you approach, the sound of your breathing becomes more noticeable again. In, out. The doors to the hall are closed, but they do not feel sealed. They rest where they are, content. You stop a few steps away. The pause feels natural. A stone lantern stands to one side, its interior dark. It does not need to be lit to serve its purpose. It marks presence. It marks stillness. You notice the scent of incense, very faint, as if it has soaked into the wood and stone over many years. It lingers without asserting itself. Somewhere within the temple grounds, a bell hangs. You cannot see it, but you know it is there. It has waited through countless nights, countless dawns. It does not count time. It holds it. The courtyard is not empty. It is full of space. Space for breath. Space for listening. Space for nothing at all. You sit on the edge of a stone step near the hall. The stone is cool, but not uncomfortable. It carries the memory of daylight, now fading. You place your hands loosely in your lap. There is nothing to do with them. The night deepens further. Clouds pass slowly overhead, their movement barely perceptible. A single star appears, then another, soft points of light that do not demand names. You realize the temple does not feel olden the way objects usually do. It feels outside of time. Not frozen, not distant, simply uninterested in counting. Moments stretch, thoughts slow. If a thought arises, it does not stay long. It passes through like wind through branches. Somewhere, far beyond the walls, the city continues. Lights change. Doors open and close. Trains arrive and depart. Here, none of that intrudes. The temple holds the night gently, the way hands hold water without trying to keep it. You breathe again, deeply this time. The air feels clean, unburdened. When you stand, there is no stiffness in your movement. The stillness has settled into you, not as weight, but as balance. You turn away from the hall, offering no gesture, no words. None is required. As you walk back toward the gate, the lanterns guide you once more. Their light does not follow you. It remains where it is. The gate opens onto another path, one that leads onward into the night. You step through. Behind you, the temple remains. Unchanged, unhurried, holding time loosely as the night continues to breathe. Chapter 4 Footsteps After Midnight. Beyond the temple gate, the path returns you gently to the city. Not the city of crowds or voices, but the city that exists when most doors are closed and most lights have dimmed. The hour has shifted. You can feel it in the air. Midnight has passed, leaving behind a deeper kind of quiet. The street ahead is wide, but empty. Street lights cast pale circles on the ground, their glow cooler than the lanterns you left behind. Between them, shadows stretch without tension. Your footsteps sound clearer here. Not loud, just more distinct. Each step arrives, then leaves. Nothing echoes for long. Shops line the street, their signs unlit, their windows dark. Reflections linger faintly in the glass. Your movement, the passing light, the slow drift of clouds overhead. The sidewalks are clean, recently washed by someone whose work is already finished for the night. A faint scent of water and stone remains. You walk at an easy pace. The city does not rush you now. Traffic lights change colors for no one in particular. Red, green, yellow. They continue their quiet rhythm, faithful and unconcerned. You cross the street without stopping. The moment belongs to you. Above, apartment windows form a scattered pattern of light. Some glow softly, curtains half drawn. Others are dark, their occupants deep in sleep. Each window holds a separate night. A bicycle rests against a wall, its frame catching a small amount of light. It waits. It will be used again, but not now. A vending machine hums quietly nearby, its constant sound one of the few reminders that electricity still moves through the city. The drinks inside glow behind plastic windows, rows of color and shape standing ready without urgency. You pass without stopping. There is nothing you need. The street curves slightly, and the buildings change. Modern concrete gives way to older facades, their surfaces textured and uneven. Here, the past and present stand side by side without conflict. A narrow alley opens to your left. It is dim, but not unwelcoming. You turn into it. The alley is quiet enough that you can hear the soft sound of fabric moving as you walk. Your coat. Your sleeves. The walls are close here, holding the space gently. Above, a thin strip of sky follows you forward. A single light glows at the far end of the alley, warm and steady. As you approach, you realize it comes from a small shrine. It is tucked into the corner, easy to miss during the day. A simple offering rests at its base. A coin, a folded paper crane, a single flower. No one is present. The shrine does not mind. You stop for a moment. Not to pray, not to ask, just to notice. The light casts a soft halo on the stone, illuminating the edges, leaving the center in shadow. It feels complete. When you move on, the alley opens back into a broader street. This one is lined with trees. Their leaves rustle faintly overhead, responding to a breeze you barely feel. The sound is gentle, almost rhythmic. You walk beneath them, your steps slower now. The night has settled fully. Your body understands this hour. Breathing deepens. Muscles soften. Even your thoughts seem to walk more slowly, keeping pace with you. Ahead, the street slopes upward slightly. At the top, the city stretches out in quiet layers. Roofs, lights, dark spaces between. You stop again, just long enough to take it in. Kyoto at this hour does not try to be beautiful. It simply is. And that is enough. When you continue, your footsteps blend more fully into the night. They do not stand out anymore. They belong. The city accepts them, then lets them go. And as you walk on, after midnight, the quiet deepens, holding you gently as the night moves closer to its slow, unhurried end. Chapter 5, Where the Night Rests. The street begins to rise. Not steeply, just enough that your steps adjust, your body leaning forward without effort. The air feels thinner here, cooler, as if the night has lifted itself slightly above the city. Houses become fewer. Spaces between them widen, and the light grows sparser. Street lamps stand farther apart, their glow softer, less certain. Between them, darkness stretches freely. You walk toward the higher ground, your pace steady. Each step feels intentional, even though you are not trying to arrive anywhere. The city below becomes quieter still. Sounds fade one by one, the distant hum of electricity, the last suggestion of moving air through narrow streets. What remains is a deeper kind of silence. At the top of the rise, the street opens. Not into a plaza, but into a broad, open path bordered by low stone walls. Beyond them, trees gather closely together. Their shapes form a dark edge against the sky. You follow the path. The ground here is packed earth, softened by time and weather. Your footsteps make almost no sound. A bench rests beneath one of the trees. Its surface is cool, the wood smooth from years of use. You sit. From here, the city spreads out below you. Not brightly, not dramatically, just a quiet layering of roofs and lights, each one resting in its own space. The sky above is wide. Clouds have thinned, leaving long stretches of darkness where stars can appear. They do not rush to fill the space. They arrive slowly, one by one. You lean back slightly, letting your gaze rest upward. Breathing becomes easier here, deeper. The night feels complete, as if it has reached a point of balance. Nothing more needs to happen. The city below continues its quiet processes, clocks marking hours, lights switching off, rooms settling into sleep. From this distance, it all blends into a single, gentle presence. A breeze moves through the trees, soft and brief. Leaves respond with a low, unified sound, like a single, slow exhale. You feel it pass across your skin, then disappear. Time feels wide here, unmeasured. If a thought appears, it drifts away easily, like mist lifting from the ground. Your body grows heavier, not with fatigue, but with comfort. The bench supports you fully. The earth beneath supports everything. Somewhere far below, a bell marks the hour again. Fainter this time, more distant. Its sound rises, then dissolves into the open air. You do not count how many times it has rung tonight. The number is not important. What matters is that the sound exists, then fades. The night settles around you, not as something closing in, but as something resting. You remain for a while longer, neither awake nor asleep, balanced between. Eventually, you stand. Your movements are slow, unhurried. The path continues onward, curving gently through the trees. You follow it. The night walks with you now, no longer something you move through, but something that moves alongside you. And somewhere ahead, beyond the next bend, the faint suggestion of morning waits, not yet arriving, not yet calling. For now, the night has found its place to rest. And you move with it, quietly, into the final, peaceful hours before dawn. Chapter 6. Before morning decides. The path through the trees grows lighter. Not with brightness, but with a subtle thinning of darkness. The night has not ended. It has simply softened its hold. Ahead, the trees begin to part, their branches opening as if making space for something approaching quietly. You step out onto a gentle slope. From here, the city lies beneath you, resting. Lights are fewer now. Many windows have gone dark, their occupants deep within sleep. The sky has changed almost without notice. It is no longer fully black. A deep blue has settled in, layered and calm. Morning has not arrived. It is only waiting. You stop. The ground beneath your feet feels steady, cool, and reliable. Breathing slows naturally, without instruction. In, out. The city seems to breathe with you. Somewhere, a bird shifts on a branch. Not singing, just adjusting, as if aware that time is moving again. The sound is small, but it matters. It marks the edge between night and what comes next. A faint line of lighter sky appears along the distant horizon. It does not glow. It simply exists. The day has not chosen itself yet. The night remains fully present, unoffended by what will follow. You feel a gentle heaviness now, a comfortable weight behind your eyes. The kind that asks nothing, offers nothing, and allows rest to arrive on its own terms. The city does not wake you. It lets you go. All the places you passed through tonight, the narrow streets, the river, the temple, the quiet intersections remain where they are. They do not disappear. They continue without you. This thought brings no sadness, only ease. You turn slightly, finding a place that feels right, a low stone wall, a bench, the earth itself. You settle there. The position feels natural, as if your body recognizes it. Your breathing deepens again. Thoughts loosen their shape. They do not need to finish. They do not need to make sense. The night wraps around you one last time, not tightly, but kindly. Morning will come when it comes. There is nothing you need to prepare for. Nothing you need to remember. Kyoto holds its quiet as it always has, patient, unchallenged, gentle. And as the sky slowly changes its color, before morning decides what it will become, you rest. Fully, easily, without effort, the night remains, and you drift, softly, into sleep. Moonlight over a small Japanese town. Prologue. When the moon takes its place, moonlight settles gently over the town. It does not arrive all at once. It does not announce itself. Instead, it finds rooftops first, then quiet streets, then the narrow spaces between houses where shadows rest during the day. The town exhales. Daytime sounds loosen and drift away. Doors close softly. Lights dim behind curtains. What remains is a calm that feels practiced, as if this place has done this many times before. The moon hangs low in the sky, round and unhurried, casting a pale silver glow that softens every edge it touches. Walls look smoother. Roads look longer. Distance feels less important. Somewhere, far off, a train moves through the countryside, its sound faint and brief, like a thought that does not stay. The small town does not react. It continues to rest. Here, time moves differently at night. Minutes stretch. Moments widen. Nothing needs to happen. You are not expected. You are simply here. Breathing slows without effort. The body listens, and the night answers quietly. Under the moonlight, the town holds its shape, its memories, its gentle silence. And within that silence, a path waits to be walked. Chapter 1. A street that knows your steps. The street is narrow and straight, lined with modest houses on either side. Their windows are dark, except for one or two where a soft light still glows behind thin curtains. The road beneath your feet is smooth, its surface cool from the night air. You walk slowly. There is no reason to hurry. Street lights stand at regular intervals, their glow pale compared to the moon above. Together, they create overlapping layers of light, silver, and white, resting quietly on the ground. Your footsteps sound gentle here. Not loud, not echoing. They seem to be absorbed by the street itself, as if it recognizes the rhythm and welcomes it back. A low stone wall runs along one side, separating the road from a small garden. Plants rest in careful rows, their leaves still, their shadows delicate under the moonlight. You pass a house with a wooden gate. It is closed, but not tightly. The wood has faded with time, its surface marked by rain and sun. It feels familiar, even if you have never seen it before. Somewhere nearby, wind chimes stir. The sound is soft and brief, a few notes drifting into the air, then disappearing again. The moonlight shifts as you move, following rooftops, touching corners, sliding quietly across the street. You notice your breathing. In, out. Each breath feels cooler than the last, clean and easy. The street stretches ahead, unchanging, comfortable in its simplicity. No signs point the way. None is needed. The town knows how to guide without instruction. As you continue walking, the sense of being observed fades, replaced by something calmer. Belonging. The moon remains overhead, steady and patient, watching without judgment. And beneath it, the small Japanese town continues to sleep, holding space for quiet footsteps, gentle thoughts, and the slow unfolding of the night. Chapter 2: The River Beneath the Moon. The street drifts naturally toward the sound of water. You do not notice the change at first. Only after a few more steps do you realize that something steady has joined the silence. The river lies just beyond the houses, moving quietly through the town. Moonlight stretches across its surface, turning the water pale and smooth, as if it has been polished by time. You follow the path beside it. The ground here is softer, packed earth and small stones that yield slightly beneath your steps. A low railing runs along the edge, cool to the touch when you rest your hand there. The river does not rush. It glides forward with patience, carrying reflections of clouds that move slowly above. Each ripple bends the moonlight, breaking it apart, then letting it come together again. You stop on a small bridge. It is made of wood, simple and worn, its planks smooth beneath your feet. From here, the river feels closer, its sound fuller, more present. Water slides past stones hidden below the surface, creating a quiet, continuous murmur that requires no attention yet offers comfort all the same. You lean slightly against the railing. The night air brushes your face, cool and gentle. Somewhere downstream, a fish breaks the surface briefly. The sound is small, a soft circle expanding, then disappearing back into stillness. The river continues as if nothing has happened. You cross the bridge slowly, each step deliberate, each movement unhurried. On the far side, the path widens slightly, opening into a quiet riverside walk. Grass grows close to the water, its tips catching moonlight, each blade outlined in silver. A bench sits nearby, empty and waiting. You have not sat yet. Instead, you walk on, letting the sound of water settle deeper into your breathing. In, out. The town feels farther away here, even though it is still close. Houses remain visible through trees, their shapes softened, their presence gentle. This place feels like a pause the town has created for itself. A space where nothing is required. You slow down even more. Time stretches. The river keeps its pace, unchanged by your presence. It has seen many nights like this, many moons rising and setting without urgency. You match your steps to its rhythm until walking feels effortless, almost automatic. Eventually, the path curves away from the water. The sound of the river fades, but does not disappear. It stays with you, quiet and steady, as you move on beneath the moonlight of the small Japanese town. Chapter 3 Houses filled with quiet dreams. The path leads you back toward the houses. They stand close together here, their shapes familiar and calm, as if they have grown comfortable with one another over time. Moonlight settles on tiled roofs, highlighting their gentle curves, then slipping quietly down the walls. Windows remain dark. Behind them, rooms hold sleeping figures, slow breathing, unfinished dreams. You walk slowly along the street. The sound of the river lingers faintly behind you, blending with the soft hush of the night. A porch light glows at one house, left on for no one in particular. Its warmth spills onto the ground, creating a small island of light within the wider silver of the moon. You pass through it, then return to shadow. A mailbox rests beside a gate, its surface cool and smooth. Inside, letters wait for morning. The houses feel peaceful, not empty, rested. You sense the lives within them not as stories, but as gentle presences. A child turning in sleep. Someone is adjusting a blanket. A quiet sigh as a dream drifts deeper. The town breathes together. In one yard, a small tree stands alone. Its leaves catch the moonlight, each one edged in silver. A single leaf falls, spiraling downward, landing without sound. Nothing reacts. The moment completes itself. You notice how the street narrows here, encouraging you to slow further. Your footsteps are nearly silent now. Even your thoughts seem quieter, less defined. You are no longer observing the town. You are moving with it. A curtain shifts slightly in an open window, responding to a passing breeze. The room beyond remains dark. The movement feels like a quiet acknowledgement, nothing more. At the end of the street, a small intersection opens. No signs, no signals. Just open space and moonlight. You pause. The town does not ask where you will go next. Any direction is acceptable. You choose one without effort. The houses continue, their forms repeating gently, each one similar, each one distinct. Moonlight flows across them all, binding them together in the same calm glow. You feel a sense of ease settle deeper, a feeling of being allowed to exist without purpose. The street stretches on, quiet and familiar, as if you had walked it many times before. And beneath the steady moon, the small Japanese town continues to dream, holding its silence and inviting you to rest within it. Chapter 4 Fields at the edge of town. The houses begin to thin. Gaps appear between them, small at first, then wider. Moonlight fills these spaces easily, settling onto open ground without resistance. The street narrows into a simple path. Its surface is packed with earth, cool beneath your feet. On either side, fields stretch out quietly, their shapes soft and low against the land. Rice fields lie still, their water-filled rows reflecting the moon in long, broken lines. The reflections tremble slightly as a breeze passes, then return to calm. You walk along the edge of the fields. The town feels distant now, its lights fewer, its sounds nearly gone. What remains is openness. The sky seems larger here, its dark blue deep and wide. Stars appear more clearly, scattered gently above. A frog calls from somewhere near the water. The sound is brief, then answered by another, farther away. They do not hurry. They do not repeat themselves often. The night accepts each callous part of its texture. Your breathing slows even more. In, out. The fields do not move, yet they feel alive. They hold the day's warmth just beneath the surface, releasing it slowly into the air. A narrow irrigation channel runs beside the path. Water slips through it quietly, catching moonlight as it goes. It feels connected to the river you passed earlier, as if all the water here is part of the same gentle conversation. You stop for a moment and look across the fields. The moon hangs above them, bright but calm, casting long shadows that stretch without tension. The fields do not mind being seen like this. They rest openly, without hiding anything. In the distance, a low hill rises. Its outline is soft, blending into the sky. The path curves toward it, inviting without insisting. You follow. Each step feels lighter now, as if the earth is carrying some of your weight for you. The town remains behind, sleeping. Ahead, only moonlight, open land, and the quiet certainty that nothing will interrupt this moment. The night spreads wide here, and you walk through it as if through still water, leaving no trace. Chapter 5 The Hill Under the Moon. The path begins to rise gently. Not enough to tire you, just enough to change your pace. Your steps grow slower, more deliberate, as the ground slopes upward toward the hill. Grass grows thicker here, brushing softly against your ankles. Moonlight settles over it evenly, turning each blade pale and quiet. The town lies behind you now, mostly hidden by the land. Only a few distant lights remain visible, resting low and steady. You reach the top of the hill without realizing it. There is no sudden change, no clear marker. The ground simply levels out, and space opens around you. From here, the town spreads gently below. Roofs cluster together, their shapes softened by distance. Streets weave quietly through them, empty and calm. Beyond the town, fields stretch out in darker layers, their edges blending into the night. You stand still. The breeze is cooler here, moving across the hilltop without obstruction. It carries the faint scent of grass and earth. The moon hangs high overhead now, its light clear and steady. It illuminates everything equally, without preference. You feel small here, but not insignificant. Just one quiet presence among many. The hill does not rush you. It allows you to remain as long as you wish. Time feels wide again, unmeasured. If a thought appears, it passes easily. Nothing holds onto it. Somewhere far below, a dog shifts in its sleep. The sound is so faint it barely reaches you, yet it feels grounding. The town continues to rest, held gently beneath the moon. You take a slow breath. In, out. The hilltop feels like the center of the night. A place where everything has paused just long enough to settle. Eventually, you find a spot in the grass that feels right. You sit, or perhaps lie back slightly, letting the ground support you. The sky fills your vision. Stars appear more clearly now, their light steady and distant. They do not flicker. They do not move. They simply remain. Your breathing deepens. Your body grows heavy in a comfortable way, as if the earth is holding you more firmly now. The moon watches quietly, unconcerned with time. The night has reached its deepest point. Nothing more needs to happen. And here, under the moon, above the small Japanese town, you rest. Final chapter. When the night begins to fade. The night does not end all at once. It loosens, slowly, almost imperceptibly. On the hill, beneath the open sky, you sense the change before you see it. The darkness grows lighter at the edges, not fading, but thinning. The moon remains, steady and calm, untroubled by what will come next. Below, the town rests deeply now. The lights are nearly gone. Windows hold only darkness. The streets you walked earlier empty and unchanged, as if they have been waiting exactly like this for countless nights. A faint line appears along the horizon. Not bright, not calling, just present. Morning has not arrived. It is only nearby. The air feels cooler, cleaner. Breathing comes easily. In, out. The hill supports you fully. The earth beneath holds every sound, every movement, and lets them go. A bird stirs somewhere in the distance. Not singing yet, only adjusting, aware that time has shifted again. The sound fades quickly, leaving silence intact. Your body feels heavy now, settled. Thoughts no longer form clearly. They drift, soft and unfinished, like clouds crossing the moon. Nothing asks for your attention. Nothing needs to be remembered. The small Japanese town remains exactly as it is, quiet, whole, held beneath the gentle light. The moonlight continues to rest on rooftops, fields, and the hilltop, without effort. Soon, the moon will step back, and daylight will take its place. But not yet. For now, the night offers one last gift, a moment of complete rest. You accept it without thinking. Breathing slows further. The world grows distant, soft at the edges. And as the sky begins its quiet transformation, before morning fully decides to arrive, you drift, gently, naturally, deeply, under the moonlight, over a small Japanese town. You sleep. Falling asleep beneath cherry blossoms. Prologue beneath the quiet bloom. Night arrives gently in Japan. Not as a sudden curtain, but as a slow, respectful bow. The sky fades from pale blue to lavender, then to a deeper shade that feels like calm itself. Lanterns begin to glow along narrow streets, their light warm and patient, as if they have all the time in the world. Somewhere between day and night, the cherry blossoms release their last breath of color. Petals drift downward, not falling, but floating as though they are remembering how to be light. You are here. Perhaps you have traveled far to arrive in this moment, or perhaps you have always been here, quietly waiting beneath the branches. The air smells faintly of rain and earth. A temple bell echoes once in the distance, its sound round and low, spreading through the evening like ripples on water. With every sound, the world grows softer. This story does not hurry. It does not demand attention. It only invites you to rest. As you listen, your breathing begins to slow, your thoughts loosen their grip, and the gentle rhythm of Japan at night guides you towards sleep. Beneath the cherry blossoms, nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be remembered. You are safe. You are allowed to drift. And so, the story begins. Chapter 1: The Town Where Time Walks Slowly. The town rests between low mountains and a quiet river, a place rarely marked on maps and easily forgotten by those who rush. Here, time walks slowly, not out of laziness, but out of care. Wooden houses line the narrow streets, their tiled roofs curved like resting shoulders. Paper lanterns sway slightly in the evening breeze, casting soft circles of light onto the ground below. You walk without purpose, and for the first time in a long while, that feels perfectly right. Your footsteps echo gently against stone, each sound fading before it can interrupt the silence. Somewhere, a cat stretches on a warm step, opening one eye just long enough to decide you are no threat at all. Cherry trees stand along the riverbank, their branches heavy with blossoms. Petals gather on the surface of the water, forming slow-moving constellations that drift downstream. You pause on a small wooden bridge. The river beneath you moves at an unhurried pace, carrying reflections of lantern light and moon glow together, as if they have always belonged side by side. A memory stirs, not sharp, not demanding, just a sense that you have been here before. Or perhaps that you were always meant to be. The town breathes. From a nearby house comes the faint sound of tea being poured, the ceramic cup greeting the warmth with a soft sigh. A sliding door closes somewhere, wood meeting wood in quiet agreement. There is no rush to arrive anywhere. As you continue walking, you notice a small inn at the edge of the street. Its sign is simple, hand-painted, the characters softened by age and rain. A single lantern glows at the entrance. You step inside. The air changes immediately, warm, calm, scented with tatami and cedar. Your shoes are left at the door, and the floor welcomes your bare feet with gentle firmness. An elderly woman greets you with a bow, her movements unhurried, her smile carrying the patience of many seasons. "Welcome," she says quietly, as if raising her voice might disturb the night itself. You are shown to a room overlooking the garden. Shoji screens filter moonlight into soft silver shapes. Outside, a cherry tree stands in full bloom, its petals glowing faintly in the dark. You sit, then lie down, the futon perfectly prepared, as though it has been waiting only for you. The sounds of the town grow distant now, not gone, just softened. Wind brushes the blossoms. Petals fall, one by one, landing without sound. Your breathing matches the rhythm of the night. Inhale slow and easy. Exhale long and calm. There is nothing more you need to do. Tomorrow does not ask anything of you. Yesterday has loosened its hold. Here, beneath the cherry blossoms, sleep arrives naturally, like a familiar friend. And as your eyes grow heavy, the town continues its gentle watch, keeping time slowly, so you do not have to. Chapter 2: The Garden That Listens. Morning does not arrive with urgency here. It seeps in slowly, through paper screens and half-open dreams, carried on pale light and the distant call of birds. You wake without alarm, without the feeling of being pulled back into the world. Your eyes open naturally, as if they have chosen this moment for themselves. The room is quiet. Outside, the garden waits. You slide the shoji door open, and cool morning air brushes your face. The scent of damp earth and moss drifts in, soft and grounding. The garden is small, yet it feels endless. A stone path curves gently through patches of green. Moss cushions each step, holding the memory of last night's rain. A single cherry tree stands near the center, its blossoms fewer now, its branches lighter, relieved. Petals rest on stones, on leaves, on the surface of a still pond. The pond mirrors the sky perfectly, as though it has learned the art of listening rather than speaking. You step outside barefoot. The stones are cool, but not uncomfortable. Each step feels deliberate, as if the ground itself is guiding you to walk slowly. Somewhere in the garden, a bamboo water fountain moves. A pause. A gentle knock of wood. Another pause. The rhythm is ancient, older than thought, older than worry. You sit on the wooden veranda and allow the morning to happen around you. The garden does not ask questions. It does not expect explanations. It listens. As you sit, you realize how rarely the world listens without interrupting. How rare it is to be witnessed without being examined. A breeze moves through the cherry tree, and a few remaining petals fall. They land softly, completing a quiet journey. Time stretches. You breathe in. You breathe out. The garden breathes with you. Chapter 3: The Tea That Remembers. Later, you are invited to the tea room. It is a simple space, with tatami mats worn smooth by years of quiet gatherings. A single scroll hangs in the alcove, its calligraphy flowing like water. The kettle rests over glowing coals, its low hum steady and reassuring. The elderly woman from the night before sits across from you. Her movements are precise, yet gentle, each action offered without excess. She prepares the tea slowly. Water is poured. Steam rises. The scent of green tea fills the room, fresh and slightly sweet. You watch without speaking. The tea ceremony is not a performance here. It is remembrance. She turns the cup slightly before offering it to you, aligning it just so, as though honoring a tradition passed down through countless hands. You receive the cup. It is warm, comforting, alive. As you sip, the flavor unfolds gradually, earthy, soft, grounding. It settles somewhere deep within you, like a memory you didn't know you were carrying. Outside, the world remains quiet. No voices rise in urgency. No clocks demand attention. The woman smiles, not because anything is amusing, but because everything is enough. "You may stay as long as you like," she says softly. The words land gently, without expectation. You realize then that this place does not measure worth in productivity, nor value in speed. Here, presence is the only offering. The kettle hums. The tea cools slightly. You sip again. With each breath, the edges of your thoughts soften. The sharp lines fade. There is a sense subtle but certain that the tea remembers all who have sat here before. All who have rested. All who have let go. And now, it remembers you. Chapter 4: The Path Along the River. The river waits for you in the afternoon light. It does not call out, but you feel its presence before you see it, a coolness in the air, a softness in the sounds around you. The path that leads there is narrow, lined with grasses that sway gently as you pass. Each blade moves as if acknowledging you, then returns to stillness. When the river comes into view, it feels familiar. The water moves steadily, neither rushing nor lingering, carrying small leaves and fallen petals with quiet purpose. You walk along its edge. Your footsteps blend with the sound of flowing water, creating a rhythm that requires no effort to follow. Somewhere upstream, stones rest beneath the surface, guiding the current without resistance. Cherry blossoms line parts of the bank, their reflection trembling softly on the water's skin. A petal drifts past your feet, then another, then disappears around a bend. You stop where the path widens slightly and sit on a smooth rock warmed by the sun. The river does not mind your pause. It continues, patient and untroubled. As you watch, you notice how the water never tries to hold itself together. It moves by letting go, by trusting what comes next. Your breathing slows again. Inhale cool air. Exhale warmth. The river teaches without instruction. You sit for a long while, long enough that time loosens its shape. Moments stretch and fold into one another, until only presence remains. When you finally stand, the river accepts your departure without commentary. It will be here when you return. Chapter 5: The Evening Bells. Evening arrives quietly once more. The sky softens into layers of amber and violet, and lanterns reappear along the streets, as if continuing a conversation paused the night before. You return to the town as bells begin to sound. They come from different directions: a temple near the hills, a smaller shrine tucked between houses. Each bell has its own voice, yet they never compete. The sound moves through you, low and resonant, vibrating gently behind your ribs. People move slowly now. A shopkeeper closes wooden shutters. A child is called inside for dinner. Steam rises from kitchen windows, carrying the scent of rice and soup. You walk without a destination, guided only by light and sound. The bells fade one by one, leaving behind a silence that feels fuller than noise. At the inn, the garden glows faintly under moonlight. The cherry tree stands calm, its branches nearly bare now, its work complete. You sit once more on the veranda. The night air wraps around you, cool but kind. Crickets begin their song, each note placed carefully in the quiet. Inside, a futon waits again, freshly prepared, uncomplicated. You lie down. The ceiling above you is simple wood, its grain familiar now. You follow the lines with your eyes until they blur softly. The bells echo once more in memory, slower now, farther away. Your body sinks into rest. There is no edge between waking and sleep here, only a gentle slope, leading downward. Beneath the cherry blossoms, even as they fade, their calm remains. And you drift, held by the rhythm of a town that knows how to let the day end. Chapter 6: The Mountain Path at Dawn. Dawn touches the mountains before it reaches the town. A pale line of light appears along the ridges, soft and hesitant, as if asking permission to arrive. You wake early, not because you must, but because your body has already rested enough. The air is cool when you step outside. It carries the scent of pine and distant stone. A narrow path leads upward from the edge of town, winding slowly toward the hills. You follow it without expectation. Each step feels lighter here. The ground is firm but forgiving, covered with fallen needles and leaves that soften your passage. Birdsong begins not sudden, but gradual. One voice joins the silence, then another, until the mountain hums quietly with life. As you climb, the town below becomes smaller, not in importance, but in urgency. Thoughts drift more easily now, untethered from their usual weight. You reach a clearing. From here, the river looks like a silver thread, the rooftops like resting shapes, and the cherry trees like pale memories. The sun lifts slowly, warming your face without demanding attention. You sit on a stone and rest. The mountain does not rush you. It has watched centuries pass without needing to move. As you breathe, the quiet deepens. The path behind you remains, patient, ready whenever you choose to return. Chapter 7: The Room of Soft Light. By afternoon, you are back at the inn. The woman leads you to a different room this time, one filled with soft, indirect light. Paper screens glow warmly, filtering the outside world into gentle shapes. Nothing sharp enters here. You sit, and the floor supports you fully. A small breeze moves through the room, carrying the faint sound of the river and bells from somewhere far away. This room feels like a pause made physical. You notice how little is needed. A cushion, a cup of water, light. Your thoughts slow further, as if they, too, have found a place to rest. Time becomes less specific. There is no afternoon or evening, only a continuous now. You close your eyes for a moment or perhaps for a long while. When you open them again, the light has shifted, but nothing feels interrupted. The room holds you gently, without possession. Chapter 8 When the blossoms become memory. The cherry tree stands quietly now. Its branches are mostly bare, their work finished, their offering complete. Only a few petals remain, clinging not out of need, but out of gentle habit. You visit the garden one last time. The stones are dry beneath your feet, warmed by a sun that no longer insists on being noticed. The pond reflects an empty sky, clear and unbroken. Nothing feels missing. The blossoms have not vanished, they have changed their form. They live now in the air, in the soil, in the softness that lingers behind your eyes. You sit where you sat before. The bamboo fountain moves once more. Pause. Wood touching stone. Pause. The sound feels slower now, as if it, too, is ready to rest. Memories drift through you: the river, the bells, the tea, the mountain path. None of them arrives sharply. They come like breath, and leave the same way. You realize then that this place was never meant to be held onto. It was meant to pass through you, quietly rearranging what needed rest. A breeze moves through the garden, lifting dust, leaves, and the final petals together. Nothing resists. Epilogue: falling asleep beneath cherry blossoms. Night returns. Not the night of endings, but the night of deep rest. You lie down once more, the futon familiar, your body already knowing how to sink. Outside, the cherry tree is a dark silhouette against the sky. It does not need to bloom again to be complete. The town settles. Lanterns dim. Footsteps fade. Even the river lowers its voice. Breathing becomes the only movement that matters. Inhale slow, effortless. Exhale long, releasing. Thoughts drift like clouds at great distance, never quite forming, never demanding shape. You are not waiting for sleep. Sleep arrives because nothing is holding it back. Beneath the cherry blossoms, whether they bloom or not, you rest. The story does not end. It simply becomes quiet enough for you to disappear into it. And in that quiet, you sleep.